All right, hello and welcome back. It's your boy Hank Hackerson at Hank Hacks Hackers. And we are on the SOC level 1 pathway. As you can see, there's a lot going on. So this is probably going to be one of those pathways that we're going to be working on for the next week or so, probably maybe even longer. I'm going to try to get as many of them out as possible, especially because I haven't done most of these rooms myself. Oh, I've done Wireshark. Okay, cool. Or at least the basics of Wireshark. Okay, so today we're going to be doing OpenCTI. This is available to subscribers only, so this is not one of the free rooms. So if you do not have a paid subscription to tryhackme, you can get a discount of $5 through the link in the description below. And the membership is $12 to start, so $5 off will make it $7, which is, I mean, it was already affordable. So if you do that, it becomes even more affordable, and that would be your subscription to tryhackme. So if not, you can always just follow along and like, subscribe, share, comment, and of course turn on the notification bell so that you get notified the next time a video comes out from this pathway. And at the very least, you'll have that information and you'll be able to kind of get more of a comprehensive education for your security analyst, security operations center analyst positions and training, so on and so forth. So without further ado, we are going to jump into the room overview. Dude, that rhymed so well. I honestly, I'm so proud of that. And that was off the top of the dome and everything. Okay, whatever. All right, so here we go. What we're going to go through today is OpenCTI. No idea what the hell that is, so let's read about it. It's an open source intelligence platform. It helps you understand and answer the following questions, which is what is it and how is it used? How would I navigate through the platform? What functionalities will be important during a security threat analysis? And it's based on, or some of the prerequisites, I guess, are the MITRE ATT&CK framework, the Hive, MISP, and threat intelligence tools. I feel like I've done most of these except these two. So let's see, have we done the Hive? We definitely have not done the Hive. And then we have MISP, which I have not done either. So prior to going to this room, we recommend checking out these rooms as prerequisites. So I wonder if it's not going to work if I don't check those out, and what will happen if we don't do those. So I'm going to do this room since I've already started the recording. I'm going to do this room, and then we're going to do all of the follow-up rooms in other videos because I know they're going to be required. So I'm literally going to end up doing these other two rooms probably today as well, just to kind of give myself a full education on these concepts. So we have the room overview taken care of, and now I'm going to jump into the introduction of OpenCTI. So it's an open source platform designed to provide organizations with the means to manage CTI through the storage, analysis, visualization, and presentation of threat campaigns, malware, and indications of compromise. It's developed by the collaboration of the French National Cybersecurity Agency. The platform's main objective is to create a comprehensive tool that allows users to capitalize on technical and non-technical information while developing relationships with each piece of information and its primary source. The platform can use the MITRE ATT&CK framework to structure data. Additionally, it can be integrated with other threat intel tools such as MISP and the Hive. And the rooms to these tools have been linked in the overview, which we already kind of saw. And so this is basically what it looks like. This is the dashboard of OpenCTI, and looks pretty cool so far. Malware, so on and so forth. And there's a lot of other things that I'm pretty sure we're going to get the overviews for right now. But this is basically the dashboard of OpenCTI. So we did read that section, and let's talk about the data model of OpenCTI. So it uses a variety of knowledge schemas in structuring data, the main one being structured threat information expression, which is STIX2. And STIX is a serialized and standardized language format used in threat intelligence. It allows for the data to be implemented as entities and relationships, effectively tracing the origin of the provided information. So this data model is supported by how the platform's architecture has been laid out, and the image below gives an architectural structure for your know-how. So you have the GraphQL, and let's see first and foremost where OpenCTI fits in. I can't even see it on here, so let's see, is it all the way down here? Yeah, so let's kind of read through this real quick. So you have GraphQL, the API, and that feeds into the database for, it says Elasticsearch on here, knowledge storage, and then of course the event streams for real-time event management through Redis. Then it feeds into Minio for storage, and then the call API goes into workers, which apparently works with Python. You have the background jobs such as importing and exporting, which goes into the messaging system that works with RabbitMQ, which feeds into the workers and also feeds back and forth into the connectors. And the API also feeds back and forth into the fronted node. I don't really know what that means. And then connects between that, the connectors feed between the external services as well as the API. So it seems to be that the whole thing kind of just feeds back. So the external services go through the connectors and the messaging system and the workers, and they feed back into the API. That's what it seems like happens. Let's hopefully get a little bit more information about this. So the GraphQL API connects clients to the database and the messaging system, write workers, Python processes utilized to write queries asynchronously from RabbitMQ messaging system, connectors, and other set of Python processes used to ingest, enrich, or export data on the platform. These connectors provide the application with a robust network of integrated systems and frameworks to create threat intelligence relations and allow users to improve their defense tactics. Okay, great stuff. According to OpenCTI, connectors fall under the following classes. So we have various levels of connectors. You have external input, stream connector, internal enrichment connector, internal import file connector, and the internal export file connector. And so the external input ingests information from external sources, and these are some of the sources. The stream connector consumes platform data stream from these sources. The internal enrichment takes in OpenCTI entities from user requests. Internal import file connector extracts information from uploaded reports, and internal export file connector, or I may have said export already, but whatever. Export connects to information from OpenCTI to different file formats, and these are some of the examples right here. And so I think the external input connector is what MISP and the Hive are for, and of course the MITRE attack framework and common vulnerabilities and exposures. So all of those feed input into the system, into the API, and it gets processed accordingly. So yes, we have read about this, and it says refer to the connectors and data model documentation for more details on configuring connectors and data schema. So let's look at the dashboard. It seems that we have a start machine button, and it's going to start our machine. That will probably give us a, we also need to use the attack box as well. So it says follow along with the task. Let me minimize this for now. Follow along with the task by launching the attached machine and using the credentials provided. Log into the OpenCTI dashboard via the attack box on this situation. So once we get the IP address, that's going to show up, and then we'll be using the Firefox browser to do it, and then give it about 10 minutes to start up, and using the attack box on full screen is advisable. So we should probably go into the full screen after the whole thing's been done. And so now we have the dashboard. So let's look at a screenshot of the dashboard, which we already saw before. And let's see what it says over here. So there's activities and knowledge, then there is analysis, and then events, observations, threats, arsenal, entities, and that's about it. So you have activities and knowledge, and within that is analysis, events, observations, threats, arsenal, and entities. So they fall into these two general categories. And as we look at it, the activities and knowledge, OpenCTI categorizes and presents entities under these things on the left side panel. The activity section covers security incidents ingested onto the platform. in the form of reports. It makes it easy for analysts to investigate these incidents. In contrast, the knowledge section provides linked data related to the tools adversaries use, targeted victims, and the type of threat actors that campaigns used. Okay. Then we have analysis. So this is the analysis page. Whoa. Okay. So I guess you just click on one, and this is what it kind of opens up for you, and that's it. That's basically what it looks like. And what does it say under analysis? The analysis tab contains the input entities in reports analyzed and associated external references. Reports are central to OpenCTI as knowledge on threats and events are extracted and processed. They allow for easier identification of the source of information by analysts. Additionally, analysts can add their investigation notes and other external resources as displayed below. We can look at the Triton software report that's published by MITRE and observe or add to the details provided. Okay, great. So events, we hunt for events involving suspicious and malicious activities across organizational framework. Within the events tab, analysts can record their findings and enrich their threat intel by creating associations for their incidents. So from what I'm gathering, OpenCTI is an open source platform that can be used to expand on any malicious attacks or any kind of data that's necessary for security analysts all over the world to kind of just be better informed and have more access to things. And it's something that we as analysts could add to, which seems to be, I mean, it's kind of very important for us to just keep feeding into the community, right? Then you have observations, technical elements, detection, rules, and artifacts identified during a cyber attack are listed under this tab. One or several identifiable makeup indicators. These elements assist analysts in mapping out threat events during a hunt and perform correlations between what they observe in their environments against the intel feeds. So observations right here, you would click on one, it kind of opens it up, right? That's basically what it is. So you have, oh, I see. So there's these tabs. So you have the observables, the artifacts, and the indicators, and these are all under observations, and we're going to click around with those a little bit as well. Then you have threats. So you have threat actors, intrusion sets, and campaigns. So an individual or group of attackers seeking to propagate malicious actions against a target would be the threat actors. Intrusion sets would be an array of TTPs, tools, malware, and infrastructure used by a threat actor against targets who share some attributes. APTs and threat groups are listed under this category on the platform due to their known pattern of actions. And you have campaigns, which is basically a series of attacks taking place within a given period and against a specified victim initiated by APTs who employ various TTPs. Campaigns usually have specified objectives and are orchestrated by threat actors from a nationwide crime syndicate or other disreputable organization. So under threats, we would see all of this information. Let's see what other clicks. So that's under intrusion sets right here. And is this gonna animate to anything else? Okay, it doesn't seem like it. So this is basically it. So under threats, we would see all of the information about a bunch of things. So APT C36, APT 1, 12, 19, 30, etc. So these are all different types of advanced persistent threats that have been documented that we can review and compare our notes to probably. Then you have Arsenal, which is the malware, attack patterns, courses of action, tools, and vulnerabilities. So known and active malware and Trojan are listed within this detail of identification and mapping based on knowledge ingested. So in our example, we analyzed the 4H rat malware, and we can extract information associations made about it. Then you have attack patterns, which is, I mean, the name kind of implies what it actually is. So it's just different TTPs to target, compromise, and achieve objectives. We can look at the details of the command line interface and make decisions based on the relationships established on the platform and navigate through an investigation associated with them. Courses of action. So MITRE maps out concepts and technologies that can be used to prevent a technique from being employed successfully. These are represented as courses of actions against the TTP. Tools are any legitimate tool and service developed for network maintenance, monitoring, and management. Adversaries may also use these tools to achieve their objectives. For example, command line interface attack pattern. It's possible to narrow down that CMD would be used as an execution tool, and it can be used as a defense tool, obviously. Vulnerabilities, known software bugs, system weaknesses, and exposures are listed to provide enrichment for what attackers may use to exploit and gain access to the systems. So this is it. Under Arsenal, this is the malware tab. This is the, if you click on malware, it would give you the overview. This is attack patterns and attack patterns overview, and courses of action and courses of action overview. And then you have the tools and the tools overview for CMD in this particular example. And so that's it. Like under malware, you can click on something, it'll give you the overview, and same thing with the rest of the tabs. So it's a pretty nice database. It's like a nice central location for finding threat indicators and vulnerabilities, all that stuff. So then we have entities. It categorizes all entities based on operational sectors, countries, organizations, and individuals. It allows for a knowledge enrichment on attacks, organizations, and intrusion sets. So if you click on it, it'll show you basically everything under the sectors, the countries, organizations, and a bunch of other tabs as well, right? So there's the cities, positions, systems, and individuals as well that are listed all under entities. And these are things that you can just study upon and find more information on. So there's a lot of stuff that's available in OpenCTI. What is the name of the group that uses the 4HRAT malware? So I think for this, we need to kind of open up our machine now to be able to find this information. And I'm gonna close these for now so I can actually open up the split view and see if, at least in split view, maybe we can work with split view. If we can, that would be great. If not, we might need to open up the, actually, just to make it work easier, I'm definitely gonna go into full screen, and from here we're going to go and log in with the credentials that they gave us, which is info@tryhack.io, and then that's the password. So info@tryhack.io. Open up this. Actually, first thing I need to do is copy this. So copy, go here, and go into Firefox. Paste. Go. While that loads, I'm going to get this password, copy, info@tryhack.io. Okay, so now what we need to go do is go and look at the specific threat. So they will be under threats, and it's 4HRAT. So that would be listed under threats, right? 4HRAT. It's actually under Arsenal. So Arsenal, and we're looking for 4HRAT, which is right here. And the malware that's been used by Putter Panda since at least 2007. So that's the information right here. And let's go and enter that over here. So Putter Panda. What kill chain phase is linked with the command line interface attack pattern? Okay, so here's what I did not check. So I actually went under tools and clicked on CMD and tried to find the attack pattern that way. But there's actually a section under Arsenal that's called attack patterns. And under that section, we have command line interface. So I was looking for CMD under tools, when in actuality, it's supposed to be under the command line interface, under attack patterns. And then from here, we should be able to see the kill chain phases, which is right here. So execution ICS would be the response here. So we're going to copy that. And let's see if that is indeed our answer. Yes, it is. Okay, so within the activities category, which tab would house the indicators? So within the activities category, which tab would house indicators? So observations houses indicators at the top right here. So the tab would be observations that houses indicators. Very good. Okay, cool. So that was our introduction to the to the OpenCTI Dashboard Part 1. So now we're going to go to OpenCTI Dashboard Part 2. And so we have the General Tabs Navigation, which is the Overview tab, provides the general information about an entity being analyzed and investigated. In our case, the dashboard will present you with the entity ID, confidence level, description, relations created based on the threats, intrusion sets, attack patterns, reports mentioning the entity, and any external references. So you have Arsenal and Overview under Malware. So Overview is available for everything, I think. So if we clicked on Artifacts, there should be an overview, or excuse me, the individual artifact, right? There you go. There's an overview for that. If we do Arsenal, and if we click on one of these things, there would be an overview for that. So there's an overview pretty much for everything. And so we can see that under Malware for the Arsenal. And then there's the Knowledge tab, presents linked information associated with the entity selected. This tab will include the associated reports, indicators, relations, attack patterns, timeline of the entity. Additionally, an analyst can view the fine-tuned details from the tabs on the right-hand pane where information about the threats, attack vectors, events, and observables used within the entity are presented. So this is this tab right here, which is the Knowledge tab. And I would assume that it also shows up with pretty much every section and every individual item that exists. And then you have the image here, which basically shows us this. And there's a bunch of things under the Knowledge tab. So there's the right-hand menu that has the overview, instruction sets, or excuse me, intrusion sets, attack patterns, all of those things. They all fall under the Knowledge tab for something. Then you have the Analysis tab, which just is the next one over. There is no right-hand menu for this one, but it gives you a bunch of different types of analyses attached to whatever the malware or whatever item you're looking at. And that includes the MITRE ATT&CK Cobalt Strike that's distributed by MITRE, SecureWorks Iron Ritual Profile by Dell, and CrowdStrike Response. And so there's a lot of analyses that is available under the Analysis tab. So if we go here and click on Analysis for 3-Para-Rat, we'll see there's two. One of them is from MITRE, the other one's from CrowdStrike. And then if we click on Knowledge, we can see that there's the overview right here. There's the intrusion sets that is available for this particular thing, and there's just one intrusion set. And then there's the attack pattern that is included for this particular one. And we'll see what type of attack pattern shows up here real quick. And here we go. Here are the attack patterns. This looks like something that came from MITRE, because this looks like an attack pattern that was distributed by MITRE. And so the highlighted items in the red right here are what actually was done and how the attack was carried out. Okay, moving on. And so you have the Indicators tab, the Data tab, and the History tab, and those are all at the top right here. And there's no images attached to it, but it just says provides information on the IOC, indicator of compromise, identified for all the threats and entities. Then data contains the files uploaded or generated for export that are related to the entity. These assist in communicating information about threats being investigated. And then you have the History tab, changes made to the element, attributes, and relations that are tracked by the platform worker, and this tab will outline those changes. So what intrusion sets are associated with the Cobalt Strike malware with a good confidence level? So intrusion 1 and intrusion 2. And so what we're looking for is it's under the knowledge base, and it's going to be intrusion sets. So what we're going to go to is we're going to go back to malware. We're going to see if we can find Cobalt Strike. I should have just searched for it. There we go. Okay, Cobalt Strike. There you go. And so we got this. And so we're going to go to the knowledge base, and we're going to go to intrusion sets. And we need 2 specific intrusion sets, which is a lot. Oh, no, but they're saying which ones were good confidence. So you have copy kittens, and then you have, what is this? Fin7. So FIN7, and everything else is confidence low. So you have copy kittens and Fin7. There you go. And so who's the author of the entity? I'm guessing for this thing, for Cobalt Strike, or the author of which entity? Okay, so under analysis, we have multiple authors: the MITRE Corporation, Dell SecureWorks, ESET, CrowdStrike, Dell Secure, a few other ones here. Oh, and it keeps going too. So it could be several. So it could be Palo Alto. It could be the MITRE Corporation. Let's see if the MITRE Corporation works. Okay, it does. But there are a lot of different authors, so a lot of those different answers could actually work. All right, so investigative scenario. Now we have a situation where we got to kind of find the information ourselves, right? So as a SOC analyst, you've been tasked with the investigations on malware and APT groups rampaging throughout the world. Your assignment is to look into the Caddy Wiper malware and APT37 group. So there's two different things that we have to look into. Gather information from OpenCTI to answer the following questions. So what is the earliest date recorded related to Caddy Wiper? So we're going to copy this and we're going to go here and we're going to go to the malware tab and we're going to search for Caddy Wiper. All right, so here we go. And it says, what is the earliest date recorded related to this thing? So earliest date recorded, we're going to probably find that under history. Okay, so it's actually under the overview section where we have the latest reports about this entity, and it shows the ESET Caddy Wiper March 2022, and I think it's March 15th, 2022. So let's just open this up real quick. It does say 2022 March 15, and that is earlier than May, so that might be it. March 15 creation date. There you go. So March 15, 2022. Let's try that. Okay, that's it. Which attack technique is used by the malware for execution? So that would be under knowledge. Oh, I am actually under reports when I'm supposed to be under the malware itself. So we're going to go back to the malware, click on knowledge, attack pattern, and we're looking for the attack techniques. And what was the question? Which attack technique is used by the malware for execution? So we're going to go under execution, and it says native API. Okay. How many malware relations are linked to this attack technique? So how many malware relations are linked to this attack technique? Okay, so we clicked on the actual attack technique, which is native API, and we came to the knowledge tab of that attack technique, and under distribution of relations, we have 113 malware relations for this particular attack technique. So that's our answer. Which three tools were used by the attack technique in 2016? Answer would be tool 1, tool 2, and tool 3. So which three tools were used? Okay, so in 2016, so we have this one, that's 2016, this one's 2016, and this one is 2016. And so, what do I have? Shimrat Reporter, Bloodhound, and Empire. Shimrat Reporter, Bloodhound, Empire. So I think the first one is Bloodhound, Empire, and Shimrat Reporter. There you go. What country is APT37 associated with? So now we're going to go back to the threats category. Okay, so under threats, we get to intrusion sets right here. And then here we can find APTs, and I think it's right up here, so I could scroll potentially. But I'm just going to do this actually. I'm just going to search to save us a little bit of time. And there you go. So we have APT37 and then Lazarus Group. Both of them showed up for this. And so what's the question here? It says, which country is APT37 associated with? So we have North Korean state-sponsored cyber espionage group that has been da 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 da. So North Korea would be the answer. Very good. And so which attack techniques are used by the group for initial access? So which attack techniques are used by the group for initial access? So we're going to go into this thing, going to go into knowledge, and we're going to go under attack patterns. And what we're looking for is initial access, and there should be 2 responses. Okay, so we have defense evasion, persistence, collection, yada, yada, yada. Let's see if we can find something for initial access. Initial access, there we go. So you have phishing and a drive-by compromise. So phishing and drive-by compromise. Okay, so although that was actually correct, I believe we need to find the code associated with the techniques. And based on the hint, the information is under knowledge, the overview, and under global kill chain. And then now we need to find initial access under global kill chain. There it is. Very good. So you have, we have same thing, so phishing as well as drive-by compromise, but now we actually have the codes right here. So T1566 and then T1189, okay, T1189, T1566, there you go, okay. And so there is that, and this kind of concludes our investigative scenario, and we're pretty much done with this room. So this was relatively quick, which I appreciated because I do want to record several other rooms today. But this, I mean, this is a very useful tool, the OpenCTI portal and everything that happens here, because it brings a lot of things in one place. So instead of having to just go to MITRE or just go to any of the other hubs like the Hive or whatever they had, all of that stuff comes here, and all of that stuff is accessible here. And there's a lot of things that's available for review based on what you're looking for. So you could be looking for a organization, you could be looking for a specific malware, you could be looking for campaigns that are relevant, countries, so on and so forth. So there's a lot of things that you could be going through and trying to figure out, and it just happens to be that this is, I mean, it's a very, very in-depth database from what I see. And then what's really nice about it is that we can also update this database and add notes to it and all that other good stuff. So I'm very, very excited that I was able to learn about this. I'm going to terminate this machine because I don't think it's relevant anymore. But what I will do is I'm going to go and try to find what the Hive and MISP are for and see if they show up in our current path. And if they do, then I'm just going to kind of go along the path and eventually join them later. But I am interested to learn about these other databases from what it seems like. So, or platforms, I guess we can call them. So, it's your boy Hank Hackerson at Hank Hacks Hackers. We just went through a subscriber-only room inside the SOC level 1 pathway for tryhackme. And if you want to get access to a subscription, just use the link in the description below and you'll get a $5 discount towards that. And you can begin your education and kind of go into more of the advanced stuff. And then, of course, if you want to just learn from these videos, which you're more than welcome to do, make sure to subscribe, like, share, and turn on the notification bell so that you get notified the next time a video comes out. And I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned a lot from it. I sure as hell did. And I will definitely see you in the next video. Talk to you soon.